Hi, everyone. This is Jacqui Cooper with JCooperTravels Talk Show, and I want to welcome everyone to this episode. I'm very excited to have my guest on tonight because we are talking about both travel, but we're also talking about business around the world. So for those that might be new to JCooperTravels, I want to share a little bit about my background. I have many different hats that I wear. I'm both a certified travel consultant, as well as an attorney, as well as an entrepreneur in different businesses. And I love to travel. And when COVID happened, obviously everyone sort of had to put a pause on the travel. And JCooperTravels was started to talk about where can we go around the world and explore and enjoy. Now, JCooperTravels is not just about where we go, but how do we travel around the world and how do we travel in our own personal lives, in business, with family, with friends. So with that being said, I want to welcome my special guest on. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. You?
Good, good, good. So why don't you go ahead, and I know you do multiple things. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce the name of your business, and also mention how people can reach out to you. For those that are listening, the contact information will be in the blog below. So if you don't have paper and pen, that's okay. We will be sharing that information with you, so you can just come back to this episode and you can reach out. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, because I know that you are an international businessman and you are doing a lot of things to help a lot of clients.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Komi. I am an African who happen to live in multiple areas of the world. So speaking of travel, I enjoy traveling also. I've been schooled in France, then in the US, where I have worked in global banking for many years. Now I'm doing consulting mostly between the US, North America, specifically, and the African continent. Our headquarters is based in Ghana, in the capital of Ghana, Accra, and the name of our business is Emerging Markets Investment Group. Emerging Market Investment Group. And if you search us online, our website is eminvestgroup.com. If you search us online, you will find us. So that's how you can reach us. And as far as the question of what do we do and how do we help clients, you see, I have worked in mostly in finance in the US and Canada for 20 plus years. I have held multiple executive level positions, and I realized that we American business people do not really understand the new frontier or the emerging market per se. So when we hear about Africa, we think that is just one country called Africa. And Africa is made up with 54 countries with different legislation and regulations and rules. So an American business person trying to even visit Africa, they will need to know where to get a visa from. If I want to move from Ghana to Nigeria to Ivory Coast, do I need multiple visas? These are things that people do not know. And if they want to do business out there, there are specific support that we can provide to them so that they can understand and know the lay of the land before they can engage and dip their feet in the water.
So how did you come to do what you're doing now? I know that you have a very interesting background. Why don't you share more about your personal story?
I was born in Africa, but I had the privilege of schooling in France. I went to law school in beautiful wine city and called Bordeaux. in the early 90s. Then I came to the US, and after graduating from Widener University, which is outside Chester, Pennsylvania, I started working in banking. And then from banking, I went to insurance, then I went to finance, credit card. But all along, because Africa is my roots, every year when I have a few weeks vacation, I'll go back to Africa just to see parents, see relatives, to see what is going on. And then over the last 10 years, I realized that the continent is changing as far as business is concerned. And the continent is becoming more and more secure, more peaceful, and business started growing. That's where I got my idea of maybe helping US and Canadian-based companies who might be interested of doing business in Africa.
And that's important because, again, we're an international community, but a lot of times we want to work and support our business in other countries, but we also don't understand maybe the culture or the steps involved. So having someone like yourself, that is really important because you can guide individuals on the process and what the community is all about. So what kind of clients are you helping right now? What kind of, are they large businesses, small businesses? Who are you looking for?
Mostly Fortune 500 businesses who want to invest in West Africa, in the areas of agro-business, agro-processing, or food and drink. And some of them do business in oil and gas and tourism, and energy is big, and renewable energy, I might say, is big because solar is big and getting ground in Africa. However, we have been receiving requests from multiple small and medium enterprises who are just looking to expand their footprint, or who are looking to just investigate new markets. Because lately, in January 2021, Africa has launched a very aggressive and ambitious project, which is called the Single African Market. So all 54 African countries are going to break down all their borders of free trade area for the entire.
Wow.
So this is like close to 3 trillion US dollars in GDP that are coming together for a free trade zone. Is described to be the biggest free trade area in the world. So people are starting to notice that Africa is happening now. So small business, make a packaging company, or maybe e-commerce is picking up big time. We have some local e-commerce countries that are rivaling Amazon on the continent. So things are happening that the average US-based customers are not aware of. That's what we just to inform them of the opportunities.
It reminds me of what happened when Europe decided to start the euro, again, in terms of cross borders and things like that.
To talk about the single, the African passport. Anybody who has a passport can get travel in 54.
So why don't you go ahead and share your website again, so that way people can reach out to you again. I will make sure that during our on our talk show that it will be embedded in the podcast below.
So my website is investment, eminvestgroup.com.
And that's really easy for everyone to remember. So one of the things that I do on the side is my background's law. And so I'm associated with Prepaid Legal Services, Inc., and that is an organization that actually has been around for over 50 years, and it can provide um, affordable legal support to both individuals as well as to businesses. It's flat rate monthly. And I know that whenever you are involved with, trade or developing a business, a lot of times you want to have someone review your contracts or help you with other legal issues. So, so for everyone who's listening, I will also put my website there. So that way, if you find that you're in need of an affordable lawyer, that you can check it out, reach out to me as well. And that way, as you're navigating both the local community as well as any sort of international trade, you at least have another trusted advisor on your group. So when someone hires you to help consult, do you work for like a flat rate fee, or do you do it off of a percentage of the sales, or how would someone pay your services? Because again, you are offering a lot of different consulting support. If someone was to approach you, what should they expect?
That's a good question. Suppose an America-based company is trying to penetrate the African market. So they have a product or a service that they would like to sell to the 1.2 billion people living on the continent. So for the exploratory phase of the project, it's going to be a flat fee. So we're going to give you some market research, some data, and the market segmentation. We'll present that to you and for you to make a decision. Now, if the second phase is for you or for the business executive to come and visit the continent, just to come and see exactly the lay of the land, then we have organized their trip, meeting with the key stakeholders in whatever country they are going to. And then on that one, we charge a percentage of their travel expenses, not just, not the investment. And then last but not least, the third phase, should they decide to invest, then we have investment facilitation fees, which is the percentage of the total amount they are trying to invest in the country.
Okay, there's a lot of different options that people can be looking at.
Yes.
So for everyone that's listening, definitely, reach out and explore and have an initial consultation, because again, as we talked about, the global world is becoming smaller and smaller. And so it's really important to know how to share your services and products in other locations, and a whole new market might open up for you simply by having a consult. So any last minute thoughts that you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah, so my support is not just one-sided. Lately, some large financial institution has approached us to come for governance, financial governance and compliance training in the US. So we are working on that. It's slated for the summer of 2022, COVID permitting. If the COVID situation improves, they will come. So we do also have requests from African organizations looking for products here or looking to just come and learn best practice here. So anybody in the US who is not necessarily interested in going physically to do business in Africa, if they have any service that is think that they can offer African organizations and companies, they can contact us and we will be able to bridge the gap between both.
That sounds great. That sounds great. So everyone definitely reach out, because you never know what the resources on his team, are developing, and it's constantly evolving. And definitely, everyone, thank you so much, Komi, for being on. Everyone, thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing this talk show with others that you know. Remember, be kind. We're all interconnected. We're one world. And thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you.